Hi, it's Twi. Hope y'all are doing good. Hello. Today, we are bumping Winning 5 because Aoharu, let's go. No, but actually, this song is a banger though, I have to say. I really like Winning 5. I remember hearing this in my first run, it was sick. Today, we're gonna do some Champions meeting prep. I was late to my own stream because I got distracted looking at people's like parent horses to borrow, trying to like optimize stuff. But today we're gonna do some ace runs. I'm excited to get back into playing Champions meeting since I haven't done one. I skipped the last one. I skipped Leo Cup. Even though I prepped for it some, I didn't actually run it because I ended up just not feeling like playing the game. So I did some parent runs, but I never did any ace runs. So I'm excited to get back into it. Just to catch up. It's been a little bit eventful for me. So it'll be fun. Let me see. So we will be borrowing. First, we're going to do Taiki Shuttle because I like Taiki Shuttle, and also she is apparently like the best on this Champions meeting. She is insane. So I gotta find. I just found like a crazy Maruzensky right before stream. I gotta see if I can find which one it is. Not this one. I remember they had... Yeah, here it is. Look at this, dude. This is not fair. Sometimes the universe is not fair. Look at this, dude. 3 stars power, 3 stars turf, 2 stars for the ultimate. We got Yasuda Kinan Spark, left-handed, 3 stars standard distance goes with so many tracks. Shifting gears, groundwork, and URA finale 2-star. Like, wow. This Spark is messed up, bro. I'm not gonna lie. This is not fair. They also have another 3-star power turf as well, by the way, in this tree. With a whole bunch of other white sparks, including another groundwork. And a 3-star wit 2-star turf, Saiyan Sky, that also has groundwork spark. Like, dude. I saw this while I was scrolling and I was like, oh my god, that is ridiculous. Here is my parent tree. Much more modest, but I did what I could to get something decent. This Mejiro Ryan, it's only 2 stars power. It's not 3, but it still has 2-star mile, which is great. And then straight descent is good for this Champions meeting specifically, so hopefully I can get lucky with that. We have Grass Wonder. I had this 3-star stamina, 2-star mile spark from a really long time ago. It's got URA finale, a couple other things on here. And I borrowed this McQueen just to give me a little more mile and power and a chance to hit the ult. So this is my strategy. This is my idea that I have concocted. I need to level up my Riko Kashimoto card. I pulled my way up to pity today. I was very sad to learn that you don't in fact get a free pull today. So I had to spend like almost until I was out of carrots. I got a few more after the fact because I didn't realize that I got like 300 for promoting in team trials back up to class 6. But I pulled to exactly 200. And I decided to cash in an extra copy of Riko Kashimoto. Aside from anything else, this card is quite good. And I get to 10% training effectiveness along with a couple other little things that you don't get at only Limit Break 1. So, nice little improvement to my deck there. I also have 2 of the Rice Shower. I got this to 1 as well. I just feel like I'm less likely to use this card when I have like El Condor Pasa at 3 and some other stuff. Hi Lionel, hope you're doing good. Are you gonna go for Champions meeting this time around? Are you prepping? Okay, let me see. So I wanted to run for sure. Fine Motion as my borrow has been really good for me in getting like a ton of stats. This card is goated with the sauce. I think there's a little bit of a debate for the Wit card. I think Daiwa Scarlet might be like a slightly better, what's it called? Might be a little bit better as like a stat stick. Whereas Machikane, I think the main argument is that is almost as good for stats, and I can get right-handed, which is really important actually, because I'm supposed to use... I think we're supposed to run groundwork even on Pace Chaser, which seemed weird to me, but it's something to do with just making sure that you get like to the front at the start of the race for the Pace Chasers, so... I will be following the people who are good at this game's advice. I will be trusting that they know what they're talking about. And then I'm debating what I want to do for my last card. I'm kind of thinking Daitaku Helios, because it gives me guaranteed straight descent, which is quite good. And the stats are almost as good as El Condor Pasa, surprisingly. So I think I'm probably going to run this deck and see... if I can get enough speed. I have to get a little bit lucky, I think, to make it up to 1200 speed with this, but I think it'll probably work. I've also seen people do like 3-wit 2 speed. Well, I'll try a power card as well and see how it goes. Let's go. Woo! Doing intermediate? That's totally valid. It can be kind of stressful to actually prep out the, to prep out teams that can compete in the open leagues, because there are some crazy sweats nowadays that have this game, like, super optimized. So it's pretty tricky, but I also think something really interesting to me is, like, the meta is actually... something that has never happened before now that they added the like Great Escape Silent Suzuka this early into the game's cycle. Apparently she didn't come out for like another half a year or something in the JP version. So the whole meta is like completely different. I know they also just reworked a bunch of different skills to function completely differently than they used to. Like a bunch of... One thing that I love about like going into this new champions meeting is the playing field is much more even from what I've seen. Like before there were a bunch of ults that were really broken, so you kind of had to use one out of a set few like meta choices to reliably win. And now there's like a lot of stuff that can win. Like almost any Uma has a chance to win if you want them to. So you can bring your Oshi, which is wonderful. We love Oshi culture, even in Uma game. I mean, that's a lot of the fun of it, I feel like. I don't have, like, as strong of, like, an Oshi, per se, when it comes to Umamusume. I think, as of late, I like Mayano Top Gun a lot. That's my son. I've decided. Mayano Top Son. That's my boy. I just think Mayano is cute, but there's a lot of them. Like I just like all the designs. This game has so much good character design. So I've been having fun playing Uma again, just in my off time. You know what else I've had to think about playing in my off time recently that I would have never expected this development, but I feel inclined to share. So, recently, I actually ended up talking to my sister's boyfriend question mark for the first time. I don't know if they're actually, like, technically dating yet, but they're probably going to. I know they went on a date on Sunday for the first time, but they've been friends for a while. So, little T. But anyway, I met him for the first time. I was literally just going out for a walk with my dad, and he was like on his way to come in and hang out with my sister. And for the first time, like I went to say hello, right? And he asked me, "Yo, do you play Valorant?" That was like the first thing he ever said to me, which I thought was really funny. So reluctantly, I might end up downloading Valorant again for the first time in a really long time. I have not played any shooter really in quite a while, let alone Valorant for God knows how long. Because here's my thing. I occasionally dabble with shooters still. But what it really is I might play Counter-Strike with one of my friends because we grew up playing Counter-Strike. And we'll only play like the wingman mode where it's just 2v2. So it's just me and my friend, right? There is something inexplicably dreadful about the types of people that like to queue 5v5 shooters. I cannot explain it for the life of me, but if you know, you know. Like, I think the only times that I've ever gotten into a shooter enough that I tried to grind for like a high rank, I distinctively remember just being like, I don't care if it's technically like a little suboptimal. I'm just gonna mute my whole team and just like play the game by myself because some of the people can be so insufferable, bro. Like, on God, some of the people can be so insufferable. But anyway, you know, you can always just mute people if they're annoying. So maybe gonna have to try Valorant again to hang out. If anything, I'm glad that he wanted to try and game with me at least anyway. Or like, I don't know. I didn't expect him to really care to make any sort of approach to me. Like, I'm very quiet, contrary to what you might think from how I am like on stream and stuff. In real life, I tend to keep to myself a lot. I'm just like a little hermit holed up in my room, so I wasn't expecting him to try and like find something to like game with me, but I was like, you know what? You want to play Valorant? Sure, why not? We could do that sometime. Also, hello TND, welcome. Hope you're doing good. Yo, I had another like funny thing happen to me yesterday as well. I had a really funny experience. So I mentioned like a week or two ago, I don't know if y'all remember, that I was helping tutor one of my friends who's studying Japanese in university. The other day, he messaged me and he asked me if I could do a practice conversation with him because he's got an oral exam coming up for his university class, and he was like, I don't feel ready. Would you be willing to do like a practice conversation with me? And I was like, okay, that sounds kind of fun, sure. And for what it's worth, by the way, I don't actually speak Japanese very often. Like, I watch stuff in Japanese sometimes. I listen to a lot of stuff. I know how to write emails because I work with artists a lot. You know, I can express myself, but I don't actually speak the language that much. There's not that many people that speak Japanese in my area, right? So I asked him if he had like an overview of topics that might come up on his exam so that I could try and help him out specifically with the stuff that he's gonna need to talk about in his exam. And when they sent it to me, I realized I was gonna have a struggle of a time while I was having this conversation with him because it's so formal. Like, I'm sure it's because it's simpler to not teach them the difference between casual speech and polite speech when you're starting out. And if you're going to pick one, it's better to start with the formal stuff and then just learn the casual stuff as you soak in the language more, right? I don't necessarily disagree with the approach, but I was just looking through and I was like, oh my God, every single verb is like masu form. Like, everything is so formal. Some of it wasn't written in kanji. It was all written in hiragana. So I couldn't read it. Like, well, I didn't know what word they meant. Let me take a screenshot, actually. I can show you guys. I'll take a screenshot of the outline. By the way, what I also thought was funny is while we were talking about when we were going to have the conversation, he asked me if, like, I think it was like, does 20 UTC work for you? And I'm like, UTC? Who asks it UTC? Because what it is I met this guy from playing Osu tournaments back in the day. And because everybody has so many different time zones and they didn't used to have the thing on Discord where you could like make it show the local time for everybody in one message, everybody just gets used to scheduling stuff in UTC. So I'm like, bruh, this guy's out here scheduling a study session with me like it's a tournament match. Why did I just load? I loaded the wrong thing. What's that? That's the thumbnail. But I thought that was funny. I had to be like UTC. Let me see. How do I convert UTC back to my own time zone real quick? Okay, here we go. So this was... I just blocked myself. I'm gone. Bye. Let me pull it underneath of me. There we go. This was the guideline that I received from my friend. It was, in the conversation, ask each other some questions to get to know the person. Major, where they're from, hobbies, etc. Ask each other about weekend, how you usually spend your weekend. You should be able to talk about past and future events. Ask each other about favorite things to do. And based on the conversation, you suggest doing something you both enjoy doing. Decide and agree on when and where to meet. So I think overall, a pretty reasonable set of conversation to have. Although I quickly noticed, I was like, oh, wow, this is like super telegraphed. Like, they just have like a list of questions that you're supposed to go down and just like take it one at a time. I remember I got really confused by this because there was one where it's not written in kanji. I'm gonna drag myself over here. It says senko. Senko wa nan desu ka is the question. And I remember being so spooked because I was like, dude, this is like absolute baby tier Japanese and I don't know what word it is. Because I didn't know without the kanji what it was supposed to be. But it was university major. So I had a really funny conversation with my friend where I just ended up making up a bunch of stuff. Because, like, I don't know. I have to speak in a frame of vocabulary that he's going to have learned. So I was like, yeah, I'm in university. I'm in English major. What about you? And he told me his major and he was like, what year are you in? And I was like, oh, I didn't even think about that. I'm the second year. I'm a second year university student. He's like, first year. I'm like, oh, okay, you're my kohai then. I was just like crafting a new identity mid-conversation. I had to just make stuff up. It was funny, honestly. It was a good time. It was wholesome to see somebody like, I guess even more so than I usually do, speaking like, I'll call it like passion Japanese, yo, where you don't really know the right words, but you're just trying your best to convey whatever. Like, I remember he said, like, it rains a lot, but not in the way that, like, I don't know, like, the grammatically correct way to say that in Japanese would be, like, there's a lot of rainfall, I guess. Like, you have to use a verb with rain anyway. Rain isn't itself a verb, and so you would use the word for, like, falling, right? But he was just like, there is a lot of rain, like, in terms of, like, quantitatively. It'd be like, instead of, like, it rains a lot, it would be like, there is a lot of rain, which I guess technically doesn't really make sense in English. It doesn't quite work the same. But he was like, tenki wa ii, demo, ame wa takusan arimasu, which, you know, it's not quite right, but I know what he meant, and it was kind of cute. I don't know. Cute doesn't feel exactly like the right word, but you get what I mean. Okay, I need to check something actually. So I know that depending on what team name you pick, you get different results for like what golden skill you get at the end, and I don't know which one I'm supposed to take. So let me check. Unity Cup team names. Okay, let's see. Mile Maven, Clairvoyance, Indomitable, Cooldown, no stopping me. So we'll take Team Carrot. I just wanted to make sure I wasn't missing out on a better skill. Yeah, it's always tough to figure out grammar in other languages, but it's part of the fun too. And I think that as long as what you're saying is understandable, it doesn't matter that much. It's better to, like, use the slightly wrong, like, word or grammar. But, like, the highlight of the sentence, like you're saying it rains a lot. As long as that goes through, you're good, right? That's a lot better than having the right grammar, but not knowing, like, the word for rain or something like that. That would be a much bigger barrier. So far, this run has gotten very good luck. I have a really high stat count early off. Very, very good RNG so far. By the way, are you prepping for Champions meeting this time around, TND? Ooh, I really want to click this. 11%. YOLO! Yes, sir! Getting the Spirit Burst on stamina is really nice. Make sure that I get enough. Uh, 25% is a little too risky for me. Another double rainbow. Beautiful. You don't have to be a pleb just because you play more casually, you know? I get you. Honestly, it's a grind. Like, I kind of forgot how much of a grind it can be to try and get, like, usable Umas for the Open League. I have a lot of fun with the like the strategy aspect of the game. So I've been having fun getting back into it, but it's definitely not for everyone. Okay. I have King Halo is a D. King Halo should win anyway. So let's put me on Mile so that I can try and carry over here. King Halo on Sprint. We got like crazy dirt lineup as well. Alright, so we'll save that. I'm gonna grab some skill as well. I think I have max off on ramp up, and I know that I'm gonna buy that, so I can buy it now. Me watching my Umas hold first pretty well before fumbling the bag every round. No! That is the life of a front runner player. Okay. Unless I get really unlucky, I should be able to win the top one. Go team! Nice. I won the 4 that I was supposed to. Fun fact, by the way. When you're playing Unity Cup and it will show you, like, how apt you are for each of the different, like, distances. So you can have, like, the double circle, the single circle, the triangle, the X, all of those. It doesn't count your own Uma, is something I've noticed. So if you have, like, a bunch of stinkers on, like, Mile or, like, Sprint, but also yourself, who is really strong, you can run it. Like, the game is just gaslighting you. I feel like that's something that I wish I learned quicker, but I did figure out after a good few runs. That they just don't tell you that, and they don't count you for some reason. I have no idea why. It's a lot of interesting stuff about Unity Cup. Something else I found is they added a bunch of secret events that didn't exist before the patch. So, like, some of you might know, for example, if you ever prepped Gold Ship for any of these races, if you win the Takarazuka Kina in both years, you get, like, a mood up and some free stats and stuff like that. Whereas, like, with most of the Umas, there was no secret event where you could go out of your way to do something and get a free bonus. Taiki Shuttle has one that got added, but it's really hard. Initially, I thought I would try to do it, but it's really hard because it's called Beyond the Mile. And there's like 4 medium races that you have to win in year, or like 3 medium races that you have to win in year 3 for like plus 25 in 3 different stats. You get a lot of stats out of it. But Taiki Shuttle is a medium E. E. So you need like hella medium sparks to have a shot at that. It's very hard. Initially, I was like, oh, it can't be that bad, right? And then I realized getting enough like mile sparks to try and get mile S while also getting like a good usable medium rating. It's like you have to stretch so thin for that. I just decided I would give it up. I don't think it's that big of like an optimization. Because you spend a lot more turns racing too. Compared to just spending them training. Oh, gonna click this probably. Where's Fine Motion? Not on today. 28, that's not bad. But yeah, I'm very grateful for all the YouTube guides I've been watching and studying up. I really want to get the like platinum champions meeting reward from one of these tournaments, man. Cause there was like at least most of them I think I could have won, but I would have had to get decently lucky. Gemini Cup, I remember. I should have had a good chance at Gemini Cup. But my gold ship hit none of the like recovery skills on the long race. I had like 3 gold recoveries and 0 of them procced. I was so annoyed, I remember. Back when I was out here sweating Umamusume. I say like I'm not as we speak. Nerd. I am. Welcome. It's time to get with the program. Big nerd over here. Give me good inspiration. Okay, no mile S, but I did get a lot of stats, at least. Not too bad. Hopefully we get mile S on the second one. Yo, I think one of the things that I really like about Umamusume is pretty much the entire game is like building the hypothetically strongest Uma you can. And the racing part, you just kind of sit and watch. Like, you don't actually have to do anything. Because I remember the other day, I was thinking of getting back into challenge running Pokemon stuff a little bit. And I realized after like 20 minutes that I was really interested in the idea of like getting a good team and making like a strong run through one of these like difficulty hacks of a Pokemon game. But I had no drive to like actually play the game. I just wanted to like theorize it and like see if I could get a hypothetically good team. But I didn't actually feel like planning battles and stuff. Although I have been thinking of going back and doing like a regular Pokemon game. Like maybe Pokemon Platinum or something, one of the older ones. I've been seeing a lot of people playing Pokemon again recently, and it's making me want to get back in there, do like a marathon one of these days, just play some Pokemon Platinum or something. Because I remember I tried to Nuzlocke that game, but I didn't actually beat it. I choked. Alright, full energy going into summer camp. Stat line is looking juiced. This is a great run so far. Unicorn stakes. Boom. Yay! You know, I'm really glad that I pulled Taiki. Taiki is a funny horse. I feel like a lot of the time seeing like the Westerner portrayed in like a hyper played up form is always just like a funny archetype in most of these Japanese games and like shows and stuff like that. Okay, I trust Taiki to win miles, so let's get more people on medium. We have Grass Wonder C. That is pretty good. Oh, and we have a C rank here with Hishi Akebono. If any of you guys pulled for Hishi Akebono, I think I ended up having like 4 of the regular tickets to pull on the Uma banner, so I tried, but I didn't get anything. Long is X'd out? Why? I have a C rank. Nah, game is lying to me. I win this. I am broke. Same. I spent it all on Rico banner. I mean, at least I made it to pity. Like, just barely, dude. I think if I actually used everything I had, I would have made it to like 203 pulls. I did like exactly 200 to cash in my extra copy of Rico. Alright, let's do stamina so that I can try and get fine motion up to rainbows. Need my witch rainbows. Speed plus 37 and we get fine motion over the bump. Money. Plus 30 and we get a hint from Helios and Helios over the bump. Nice. Let's take guts. Make sure we get enough. Kind of nothing great across all of this. I could just click wit as like a pass. Yeah, honestly, I'll do that. Just keep my energy up. Yeah, I was kind of thinking about the Pokemon stuff as well, because I was just talking to my friend after we did the Japanese practice. You know, I brought up how I used to play Pokemon competitively. And he was like, dude, I remember I played Pokemon Showdown one time, and I got absolutely owned. He said apparently it was, for some reason, for an Osu tournament, they were doing Pokemon Showdown, I guess maybe to establish like a seeding or something like that. And so he had to play it without knowing anything about how to play Pokemon. And apparently he went for Earthquake into a flying type. And everybody clowned him for it. Which I thought was pretty funny. But it's hard though, like Pokemon is one of those franchises where if you don't really know what's going on, there's like so much stuff that is unreasonable to be expected to just know, you know what I mean? But it was nice to just catch up anyway, you know. I haven't talked to that guy in like a voice call since we played in the tournament back in like April. So it was fun. See what's been up. Just been catching up with a few different people lately. One thing I'm really excited about actually. Ooh, wait. One thing I'm really stoked about is I'm talking to one of my IRL friends from high school that I haven't talked to in a while. Usually we hang out like once a year, pretty much. It's very rare. You know, he's just pretty busy now. And our core group, it was like me and 2 other guys, and one of them moved. So most of the time, we'll always link up whenever he's back in town for like a week or whatever, once a year. That's like the usual kind of loop of our friend group. But I was talking to him about like something completely unrelated, and I brought up that it would be fun to go rock climbing, because I remember last time we hung out, he took me and my friend to a rock climbing gym. I think he has like a dedicated membership to a rock climbing gym, but I'd never done it before, and I had a lot of fun. And you know, since I've been working out recently, I think it would be really interesting to see just how much like harder I could go with the rock climbing if I tried it again. Because thinking back to last time I tried, I think I definitely cleared a couple V1s. I don't know if I ever did a V2. I might have. I might have done like one V2, but I can't remember. For anybody who doesn't know, by the way, rock climbing, it exists on a scale of like V0 being the easiest, like super beginner level climb, to V10 being like ridiculously hard. Yeah, that's the people who are in the gym. They're climbing like upside down, scaling a ceiling at like a 10-degree angle. Rounding a wall. Like, those, some people are crazy in the climbing gyms, dude. I don't even understand. They're like bypassing gravity in there sometimes. It looks absolutely ridiculous. It's so funny. I think it's really cool though. You need like a very balanced amount of strength to do rock climbing at like a high level, and I think that's really cool. I don't know that I would ever be like that into doing rock climbing specifically. I think I'm also too broke to pay for a membership because they cost a lot to like go to a climbing gym regularly. But I think it's really fun though. Like, I'm excited to just give it a try again, you know, every once in a while. I think it could be fun. Yeah, let's take the secondary race because the first one's kind of gambling. It's another tip for you guys if you're doing your Unity Cup careers. If the first one is too risky, just take the second race. You're not gonna lose out on like hardly anything. I don't even know if you actually lose anything at all by taking the easier race. Oh, I probably should have trained power so that I could take the plus 30 energy. I guess I'll take plus 5 to everything. Maybe I should have taken the skill points instead, but oh. There's kind of nothing good here, but I gotta click something. This has journalist friendship. I guess I'll take that. Yippee-ki-yay. I think I'll still take this. And then... Come on. Bushel of carrots. Solid, solid. This run has overall pretty good luck. I just need to hit the mile S and ideally groundwork. That would be very cash money. Let's click this. Mile straightaways, nice. And Speed Eater, double nice. Sheesh. Getting lots of good skills up. Oh, you know what? I haven't done any racing to get my ultimate upgraded. I don't know if that matters. Does it matter whether your thing is like level 1 or if it's higher? I have no idea. I know it didn't used to make much of a difference. Now I have no idea, but I guess I'll see. This is pretty good. Lots of friendship training. Yes, it does. Okay, but how much is what I mean? Because like, ooh, wait, this is a random chance to give me Hanshin Race Course. That's one of the greens that I could use to get groundwork. I will take the Hanshin Race Course. Thank you. I know that it does make an upgrade, but I also know that before the patch anyway, the increase was pretty minuscule. Like, you probably get more value just getting the stats of training every turn than you did out of like going out of your way to take extra races and level it up. Nowadays, I don't know what the math is. I haven't checked like the race calculator for anything. But more of a ranking thing. Yeah, see, I'm not like too concerned about like what ranking I get, I suppose. I'm more so worried about like for champions meeting, if the skill is like slightly weaker, if it'll still do what I need it to do, which I think the answer is probably yes. But I don't know for sure. I feel like somebody would have mentioned it if I had to go out of my way. Out of all the video guides I've seen saying that Taiki Shuttle is the GOAT for this champions meeting, nobody has said that you have to go and do extra races, so I'm going to assume not. All right, come on, Mile S and groundwork. Turf? Oh, man. Oh, man. I mean, it's okay. It'll still be a good run, but I might have to do more Taiki Shuttle another time. I'm going to do 3 different Umas today, though. I'm just going to make sure that I have, like, a team, and then I can try and get better runs after that point, I think. That's my thinking anyway. Just make sure I have, like, a decent ace for all 3 slots, and then go for something else. I still have to decide exactly what kind of team I want to do. Because I'm split between, like, 3 other Uma, right? I'm thinking I'll probably train Vodka because she's pretty cool and also quite good for this champions meeting. And then one of Smart Falcon or Mayano Top Gun as like a front runner. Mayano Top Gun, I think, is more likely to actually win, but Smart Falcon might be more likely to block other front runners from getting the lead, which mileage may vary because there will already be some people running Silent Suzuka with the new like Great Escape mechanic in order to get like a front blocker, since it'll always like go out faster than the front runners unless you run out of stamina. I don't have Silent Suzuka, so I can't even consider that option. But I want to make sure that I don't get boomed by Summer Maruzensky is pretty much what I'm thinking. Summer Maruzensky is scary, and I don't want to disrespect. But on the other hand, Mayano Top Gun is my son, and I want to bring him to the... I want to bring him now that he's good. Because that's my boy. Okay. Wow. Spoiled for options here. There's this Power Rainbow, Wit Rainbow, Speed Rainbow, and also Spirit Bomb on stamina. I'm gonna click Wit, I think. My energy's not that high. So, let's take more. Plus 32 on speed, or I could take a Spirit Burst on one of Guts or stamina. I think I'll do Guts. I think I might need a little bit more. Straight Descent, nice, that's big. Okay, nothing great on anything here. I think I'll just rest, because my energy is low. And then I will click Spirit Burst on power. Thank you, Haru. Very cool. Nice. More free stat dump. Plus 46 speed day. Juicy. I think this run is going to make it to 1200 speed unless I get unlucky, which is great. Like, so far, the stat line is looking delicious. It's a shame I didn't get Mile S or the groundwork on this run, but most of the Mile S, I don't care too much about groundwork. Because, like, wow. Otherwise, this run has had, like, everything. Take power. I'm not going to click that. Let's click Recreation. Nice. Plus 32. It's not like a massively good turn, but It's pretty good still. I'll click it. I think we'll make it to 1200 speed. I'm hoping. Fingers crossed. Oh, this is such a lucky pull. This is plus 30 energy. Wow, that's so nice. I'll do this. If we get like one more speed double rainbow, we'll just hit it like comfortably with one more click of speed anyway, so. Nice, we get 3 hint level for ignited spirit. Probably should have bought that here, but it doesn't matter. I have 1100 speed, 900 power, 900 weight. I'm gonna win these career races, bro. I'm chilling. I'm here like, oh, I'm gonna buy it at the end anyway. I probably should have bought it just in case. Like, bro, I'm fine. I'm chilling. We can click the power rainbow here. I swear a lot of the YouTubers were underselling how easy it is to get enough stamina though. Like, I'm gonna make it on this run, but not by a lot. Like, it won't be super easily hitting the like 650 stamina they recommend or whatever. And that's with a power card and a like stamina spark. All right, I believe in you, team. Get 'em. Bang! Yes, sir! Winning the ending is really important, by the way. You miss out on, like, so much stats if you lose that. Unity Cup Finals. That's very clutch. Alright. I will click speed. Never won it? It's hard. Unity Cup is actually quite hard to win. You have to get a lot of different like Unity trainings over the run so that your team is strong enough. And you kind of have to go undefeated. Like, that's why it's really important where if the top option is risky to just take the middle one. Because if you lose one of the Unity races, you will have a really hard time rebounding enough stats after that. It's very finicky. Alright, let's hope for a good power or wit rainbow on the last turn, since we're gonna hit 1200 speed anyway. You know, this might end up being a better Taiki for my team trials, even if I end up replacing it eventually. Of course, now I'm getting all the good speed trainings once I'm already gonna hit max. I guess I'll click power. Dude, Shiny just messaged me right now about like the fact that Champions meeting's coming soon. He sent me the official Umamusume Twitter post. That's funny. Oh, he's watching. Wait, hi Shiny. Can you hit a PR for me? Should I sing Pony again? Will that help you PR? Shiny in the gym. Let's go. Dang, that is a pretty clean stat line. Look at that. Max speed, 650 stamina, 1050 power, 550 guts, 900 wits. And we didn't get the Mile S, but we did get the Turf S. Clean. So we'll take red shift, right-handed for sure. Curvature, we got a bunch of hidden levels for. Let's do that. Maybe gonna take It's On. We'll see. I know Nimble Navigator is pretty good now. Mile Maven. else we got? Mile straightaways. I have max off. I might as well grab both. Speed Eater, straight descent, United Spirit speed. And then let's see if I can get anything else good. I think I have exactly enough for just doing 2 levels of right-handed, so let's take that. Or I could gamble for outer post, but no, I think I prefer this. That's so satisfying. Exactly down to 0 skill points as well. We spent every single one. That's so perfect, dude. Oh, wow. All right. That is definitely a solid start to the Champions Meeting prep. There are like a couple things that could have gone better. Missing out on the Mile S is a little unfortunate, but nearly another S rank is pretty clean. I don't... You can't make it up, bro. You genuinely cannot make it up. I got... nearly S rank horse. Still 1-star guts finds a way. How is it always 1-star guts, bro? Oh, wait, look at this. They have like different symbols now. Wait, you can favorite into like different categories. This is cool. What should be my like Champions Meeting icon, guys? What do you guys think? Maybe the heart. Because if I love them, surely they'll run better. Let's see. What are my options? We have Mightiest Miler, Witness to Legend, Dream Team, Team Player Star Slayer, Finals Champion. Are there any funny, like, random ones? Nothing too crazy, I don't think. Let's take Dream Team. Actually, no, I kind of like Mightiest Smiler. That's cool. And it is better than my other Taiki. Let's go. I think this will let me tier up in team trials. I think I can get to A4 now. Also, look at this, guys. I got a 15,293 El Condor Pasa the other day. While I was running, like, not even perfect sparks. I had a 1-star stamina Smart Falcon in here just for the dirt spark, so I would get dirt A, and I ended up getting dirt S as well. And I got this crazy El Condor run. Because S plus starts at like 14,500, and I barely squeaked it out when I got it with Tachyon. I got 14,535. But El Condor, I smashed it, dude. Why is bro so smart? Because that's the meta. The meta is big brain horsing. It's the sauce. Oh, look. Look. 200,097. Boom. A4. Sheesh. Give me the carrots. Is A5 the max? Does it go up to S after that? I wonder. I have no idea how the team trial rankings work. Boom. Whoa, I got 4 clovers. Shoo! I wanted to check if it would give me clovers even if I redeemed pity, which I was pretty sure it wouldn't. And I was right, Sag. It would be broken if it did. But also it wouldn't. I'm like, yeah, it would be so broken if they let you keep your clovers so that you could get 1 whole pull, dude. 1 pull. It is actually ridiculous how bad the pity carryover in this game is. Like, you get no pity carryover, And the equivalent of pulling all the way to pity once across multiple banners is a singular ticket. A singular regular ticket. Like, this has to be the most brutal gacha game that has ever gone mainstream in the West. I don't know. I wouldn't be too surprised if there's stuff that's comparable to this in the East, but in the West, bro, this feels unheard of. Well, I'm chilling anyway. I got my pity, so I'm chilling. All right. Let's train our next ace. Vodka. This is the, like, other really easy to train Uma going in. Let me make sure I don't need to raise my potential levels for anything. And I do. I do need to raise my potential levels. Let's get that. So now I can get Furious Feet and Mile Straightaways. Clutch. Ooh, and I get carrots for raising potential levels. Epic. I love when they give me free carrots. Thank you, Mr. Cygames. So let me grab my Mezuro Ryan Spark. As well as, which am I going to use here? I definitely want to be taking a Marzensky Spark again. I mean, probably just the same one I just used, right? This is pretty good, although groundwork is not exactly necessary. Do I have any other interesting ones? This is Medium Spark. Yeah, I think this one's just the best one I've got. Let's run it. Boom. Okay. And I guess there's definitely an argument to just do the exact same deck. I mean, it seemed to work pretty well there for me. Where is Fine Motion? Do I still want to run King Halo over Sweet Tosho? Probably. Probably. And Daitaku Helios just has like hella good skills for this Champions Meet. Yep, I think I'm probably good. Oh, I remember actually. People were saying to use the Nice Nature Wit card instead because it gives you on your left, which is another good gambling skill for the late surgers. So I'll try out the Nice Nature Wit card. I've never done a run with this before. Should be interesting. I want to check something really quick. I want to check the stats. Because I know the other Nice Nature cards usually have like no specialty priority. This one has 35, so it's not like really high, but it's decent. Oh, it's the same as Fine Motion. Oh, okay. It's the same as Fine Motion. Interesting to know. So it should be pretty similar experience here. We'll see how it goes. I know Vodka also has a like bonus to speed and power, so we should be able to get big stat lines once again. Although I don't... It might be a little harder than I'm thinking to get 1200 speed here, because it's 10% bonus instead of, I think Taiki had 20. So I might need to click speed a little bit more aggressively throughout the run. We'll see. I'm sure it'll go fine. Or we'll be just fine. Click in here, look for more wits. This is an interesting dilemma. 3 Unity trainings on Power. Or 1 and Rico. I think Rico friendship matters more. Go for this. Getting Kina-san's friendship up quickly is pretty useful too. Oh, and I get the mood up. Thank you. Clutch. Oh yeah, by the way, I don't know if you guys remember, but I mentioned that I was gonna do like a rhythm game event thing last Saturday that didn't end up happening. Basically, a bunch of people who were supposed to do like tournament matches with me for fun, they ended up being busy, so we're gonna reschedule it to some other day. But I ended up playing against one of my friends for fun because me and him were around, and I already woke up early for it. I was like, let's just do a for fun match. Why not, right? Dude, I got smoked. Oh my god. I got rolled, bro. To be fair, fairness to me, right? Fairness to me. I'm like rank 2,300 in the world. That guy is ranked like 200. Like, if I do end up getting to do this like on stream where I play a bunch of 1v1s with my friends, I'm probably gonna lose them all. Because I'm friends with people that are too good, bro. Like 3 of them are all like around the top 200 in the world, which is crazy. They're too goated. But what I have found is that if I play really well and they don't play like super well, I can sneak in wins. So if I get like insanely lucky, I like super overperform and they throw, maybe I could win a match. I do also have one friend of mine who's like around my skill level that I might be able to beat. You guys might remember I've actually played against Osage a couple times on my channel just for fun. Like I did one for the anniversary and there was one around last Christmas. He's supposed to play with us as well. He was sick on Saturday, so that was part of the reason why we couldn't run games, but got all of my Osu homies in on the idea of playing some 1v1s, so hopefully I end up getting to do that sometime soon, because I think it'll be really fun. Playing 1v1s is really fun. I've been enjoying watching the World Cup recently for Osu, because it just started. Mind you, that's not 1v1. That's 4v4, and also the teams are like up to 8 players. But still, just tournament play is fun to watch in general. Yo, fun fact, I actually did, like, as a joke, sign up for Team Canada for Osu World Cup this year. And if you're wondering, like, as a joke, you know, you're like rank 2,000. So Team Canada is goated. They're too good, bro. There was a part of me that was still curious. I was like, are they gonna like actually contact me to give me a chance for the team tryouts? I kind of thought they would, cause like I didn't expect them to pick me if I went, especially because I think I would probably do badly. But aside from that, right? I still thought I was good enough that they would invite me to tryouts. I didn't even get a message for tryouts, bro. But I don't blame them. Their team is insane. Canada is like seed number 4 in the World Cup for Osu. That being said, I think there's like about a 0% chance they win. but they are really good. I think the main problem for Canada is like they have a team that's really good until like the late stages of the tournament where the maps are getting like progressively harder. They kind of get like skill crept by some of the other top teams. So on the easier stuff, maybe they get like better accuracy or they're just more consistent so they can like get seeded really high. But when it comes to like actually winning the tournament and closing it out, they're not like quite as definitively high seeded. This year, I'm hoping Australia's gonna win. That's my hope. I think that it's kind of always between the United States and whatever the next best team is. The United States won, like, I don't even know, 5, 6, 7 years in a row. They had like a crazy streak going. But South Korea beat them last year, which was like just in time for South Korea to finally get their win. Because like I think a couple of really important players from their team ended up going to military service. And another one who was like their MVP also quit the game afterwards. So they were like just in time to get that going for them. And now they're still strong, but I would be quite shocked if South Korea wins again. But Australia is funny because they have the best player in the world, and then some other people that are like quite good, but they still get a little bit gapped in terms of like the full team performance by the US. The US is like super well-rounded, but the highs on Australia tend to be a little bit higher. And I think that the like secondary guys in their roster this year are relatively a bit better than they were last year. So I'm hoping to see Australia take it home, just so that we see somebody other than America win again. It's just fun watching tournaments, man. I've also been keeping up with the Scrabble World Championships for the first time ever. I didn't even watch that when I played Scrabble actively. I know that it finished, but I haven't watched the best of 7 for the world title. So I gotta see that. Apparently it's like kind of the two goats of the scene right now ended up in the finals. So I gotta see how that panned out. Watching Scrabble recaps is so funny because you'll just see the commentators, like, it's just really funny the way that they speak everything so matter-of-factly, because one turn it'll be like, you know, this player makes their obvious best move, wheat, to get rid of their annoying W and H. And I'm like, oh yeah, that makes sense, right? Wheat. And then it'll be like, but then this guy finds the miraculous Sklorkleblorp through this letter for 103 points. And I'm like, Sklorkleblorp? What do you mean? Obviously, that's not actually a real word in the dictionary. But they just be using, like, the most ridiculous plays, dude. It is insane how much of the dictionary some of these guys have memorized. It is unbelievable to me to watch. I think maybe the craziest of all time is one of the guys that's in the finals this year. His name is Nigel Richards. Probably the craziest person to ever touch a strategy game. Like, not even just Scrabble. Let me tell you why, okay? Nigel Richards, aside from winning the, like, world championships, like, before, he's won the North American championships, which uses a different dictionary, by the way. He's won the world championships more than once. He's one of 2 people who's done that, I believe. He's won the French Scrabble championships, despite not even speaking French. He just memorized the French dictionary for fun and won the French Scrabble championships. And then he did it again with Spanish. He doesn't speak Spanish either, but he won the Spanish Scrabble championships, which is apparently even harder because Spanish is like got the most like 7, 8 letters out of the 3 by a lot. Like, there's way more big words in Spanish that will come up in Scrabble than there are in English and French. And he still memorized them, which is crazy. Like, I don't even know why. First of all, I don't know why. Second, I don't know how. But I think sometimes what's more impressive as well than just the fact that they memorize, like, what words are good is they memorize, like, what words aren't good, too. Like, somebody will play a really obscure word, and then somebody will try to hook it with an S, right? You know, like, you just go to pluralize what looks like a noun, but they'll know, like, oh, this word that is from ancient English that nobody ever uses. It's actually an adjective that doesn't take an S. And they'll go and challenge it off of the board and win the free turn, which is like, how do you remember all that, dude? It's so impressive. I don't know how people can play Scrabble at such a high level, but it's so interesting. I think one of the things that's really fun about watching Scrabble at a high level too is the computers aren't absolutely dominant yet either. Like, they're really good. Machine analysis is good, but it's not like chess where you could take like a council of the 20 best grandmasters in the world at chess and let them all like have infinite time to think and decide what to play, and they'll lose to Stockfish like 100 games out of 100. Doesn't matter if it's white or black, they will always lose to Stockfish. Stockfish is like inhumanly godly at chess because it's not human, it's a robot, and it like solved the game practically, you know what I mean? But with Scrabble, sometimes the engines, they lack nuance. Like, the way that they're built is to look at like what tiles are possibly left over. So like, what out of what's left that you haven't seen yet, what could be in the bag for you, what might your opponent have, and it'll just basically decide randomly what combinations your opponent might have and make the like probabilistically best play, which is a logical way to program an engine for Scrabble, right? That makes sense. But one of the important things that it misses is like the psychological aspect. So like, if your opponent could have played a word that has an E that would have worked well, but they chose not to, you might infer that they don't have an E, and you can make a play that's like maybe slightly more risky, but only if they have an E. And unless they drew one after your move, you're safe, right? So there's like psychological aspects where you can try and like play into what your opponent might be thinking, that a computer just doesn't have the nuance for at the moment. And that makes it interesting to analyze stuff like that. It's just cool. I've been having fun watching a little bit of competitive Scrabble again. Wait, I think I might be cooked here. I don't know if I have enough stamina for the derby. Uh-oh. Come on. Okay, I got third. That's fine. That'll do. So far, this run has not been very lucky compared to my insane Taiki Shuttle run, but that's fine. I feel like there was some other competitive game that I've been following a little bit recently as well that I just completely slipped my mind. I have no... Oh, I remember what I was gonna say. Dude, I had a crazy jump scare yesterday, actually. Let me tell you all about this. I woke up and I saw on my homepage on YouTube that the Las Vegas regional championships for Pokemon were happening, which I forgot was going on. But I decided to click over just to see what was up, because I still follow the scene loosely for competitive Pokemon. And I know that one of my friends who's from my area went down there to play, right? I clicked in and my friend was on stream, like super deep in the tournament playing. I think it was like 9-1 win record playing a stream match. But you know what's actually so tragic? To make it into the elimination bracket, you needed to go 10-1 or 10-2. He was 9-1. He lost the stream match, and then apparently off stream he should have won, but his opponent got a critical hit and it made him lose, so he got eliminated. Critical hit is only 4% chance, by the way. My boy. How are you still so unlucky, bro? I haven't talked to him properly in years, and he's still just known for being hella unlucky, man. Oh my god, dude. Poor guy. And see, that is the worst part about playing games like Pokemon and Scrabble in a competitive capacity. Is sometimes you try so hard and you just get unlucky and you actually just lose. Like, it doesn't matter how well you played. It doesn't matter how far you came. It could be the domino that knocks everything over. It's really tough, man. Like, it's crazy. But, I mean, part of it, that's part of the fun, too, though. Like, oh my god, dude. In the finals of that tournament, by the way, in the grand finals, game 3 of that regional, it ended up in a 1v1 that was super complicated. Basically, it was a 2v1 where one guy is holding an item where you do more damage, but you take 10% damage to yourself every time you attack as like a trade-off. And he was on less than 10% HP, so he had one attack left for the game. But he also has a move that forces your opponent to repeat whatever they just did. And it's not an attacking move, so it won't make you take damage. So what he did is he locks the other guy into a healing move until he runs out of healing and then dies, right? So now you have a 1v1 that should have been obviously winning for the bulky Pokemon, but it can't heal anymore. It's out of heals. It literally used all 8. So they just have to attack until one of them dies. One of them is dealing very minimal damage because they had to lock into like a really weak move. And the other one can only use Ice Beam into a water type, which is not very effective. So they trade hits all the way down until they're both 1 hit away. And the guy who's not using Ice Beam is faster, so he's gonna win, right? All the way down to 1 attack away from dying for both. And the guy who's using Ice Beam is slower, so he's gonna lose. Except on the last one, the Ice Beam freezes his opponent, and they can't move the next turn, so he wins anyway on like 1 HP. It was the most like chaotic finals I think I've ever seen to a tournament game. They literally just chipped each other down like one little poke at a time, like 10 turns of attacking, until on the final one, the Ice Beam gets the freeze for the win. It was ridiculous, dude. I couldn't believe it. I like almost fell out of my chair watching. It must have been so crushing for the guy that got frozen, but wow, it was sick to watch as a spectator. Like, that's the double-edged sword of these strategy games that have luck-based elements to them. Is like, you're never gonna have a moment like that watching chess. Somebody might do something like a blunder where they miss something, but you'll never have a moment where it's truly in the hands of fate like that. Which in some ways is good, but in other ways, you're missing out on some serious hype. 34% failure. I'm clicking this. Yes, sir. Never punished. Also, bro, why is Riko Kashimoto like on vacation? I'm in classic year late October, and I haven't gotten the prompt to get the recreation with Kashimoto yet. Where are you, Kashimoto? Please. I need my buffed rest button. Come on, bro. This is my stamina card. I need to click the button. Please. Yeah, it's been fun watching some competitive stuff over the weekend. Oh my god, another insane speed training, but 63% fail is a little too much for me. I don't think I got it in me to click that one. Oh, there's so many turns where like it would be a good turn to... Oh wait, I do have it. I just forgot. I got distracted. Okay, perfect. Thank God I checked. Thank God I decided to look. Irrepressible feelings. Oh wow, this cures bad status for 5 energy and gives stats. That's pretty sick. Kind of situational that you would actually have the negative stats when it hits, but that's pretty cool. Yeah, I've been watching lots of competitive stuff lately. I don't know. I don't tend to find myself competing in that much anymore. I guess you could like sort of count Umamusume, but it's a bit of a reach in it. You know, like at the end of the day, like the prepping aspect of it is fun, but it is kind of just luck based, you know what I mean? You do your best to build like the most luck based horse, and then there's not like an aspect of reading your opponent and having like a longer strategy. You just pick a composition that you think will be good, and then you just send it and see what happens, you know what I mean? That's kind of part of the fun of it to me. I think that competing in games is really fun, but making it a really big part of your social life or your personal identity can be like unfathomably draining on you as a person, especially because 99.99% of people will not make it a career to be doing an esport of any kind, or even a sport of any kind. Like, keep it a buck, right? Very unlikely you're going to be able to do that full time, right? And so a lot of the time you have whatever you're supposed to be doing, whether it's school or your job, that you're really grinding out. Then you come home and you grind this game and you put yourself in like high stress positions where if you fail, you're going to feel really bad. It's tough, really. Like, I definitely... When I was younger, I used to base my self-identity much more strongly off of how good I was at games. And it was really tough for me because my friends were, in some ways, just better at practicing games than me. I think they're also better than me at, like, really mechanical games in some ways. So I've found a lot of success in like strategy games, and outside of that, Osu is kind of like an exception to the usual rule for me. Normally I'm not like exceptionally good at mechanical games, and even then, like, my friend Sheen is still better than me at Osu from my original friend group, you know. Like, I was basically always outmatched at whatever game I was practicing, seemingly no matter how hard I practiced it. Which is, if anything, a testament to how much my friends put into being really good at those games as well. They were really dedicated, a lot smarter about how they practiced, even though they were younger. But because I was always, like, the worst in my group, it would make me feel bad. It would make me feel really bad. So I think as I got older, I kind of changed my perspective to be like, competing in a game can be fun, but I don't want to ever make it like my main thing that's going on in life. It's just like a hobby that I might dip my toes in every once in a while. Okay, so this vodka run is kind of a stinky run. Not very good, but oh well. Finish it out just to have the run, and then I can always train another one in my free time. Although I do know that Champions Meeting is coming quite soon. I don't know exactly how soon, but I think it's in a day or two. Hopefully it's on Wednesday so I can hop on stream. But yeah, that was like part of the reason why I stepped away from competitive Pokemon as well, because I don't know, there was an amount of pressure that came with being like a Pokemon guy, I guess. You know, aside from the fact that I think it's fun to engage with more different things and just have a more varied sort of life and identity than just playing one game. I definitely did feel the stress because it's gotten a lot more competitive than it used to, man. Like, I remember I was talking with my dad about this the other day. Back when I used to play Pokemon competitively, I remember there was this one online tournament that happened because this was during the pandemic, right? There was this massive online tournament that happened, and it was unprecedentedly like high signups for the time. So there were like almost 1,000 players And in order to make it into the top cut bracket where it's single elimination, you had to win like 8 out of 10 rounds. You had to go like 8-2. It might have even been 9-2. I don't remember if it was 10 or 11 rounds, but you had to do really well. Because that's how competitive Pokemon usually operates, is you'll play in what's called a Swiss bracket. So if I'm 0-0, I'll get paired against someone, and let's say I win. I go to 1-0 now, right? Now I'll get paired against somebody else who's 1-0, and we'll both play. And then if I win, I'll play somebody who's 2-0 next round. They'll play somebody who's 1-1 next round. So you're always going up and narrowing the pool smaller and smaller as you keep pairing people with the same win records until you get it to like a certain like win-loss, which usually the cutoff is 2 losses maximum. So if it's 10 rounds, it's 8-2, whatever, right? Nowadays, I think every single in-person regional event I've seen has like over 1,000 players. You got people traveling from not only all over North America for the North American ones, but just from all over the world. You got people coming from Japan, from Korea, from China, from like the UK, France, Italy. Like, it is genuinely such a global phenomenon compared to what it was even just a few years ago. So you'll have people from all over the world flying into these tournaments, and you have to win like 10 out of 12 rounds just to make it to the next stage of competition. You're like, you'll come to this in-person venue and play Pokemon for like 10 hours straight. It's insane. They don't even give you dedicated lunch breaks most of the time. You just have to find time to eat in between your rounds. Like, if you have a quick match, you just take that moment to go eat. And I still remember this because I've only ever been to one regional tournament before. And I remember going, there was no lunch break. And it was worsened by the fact that there was no restaurants close to the venue. So you could basically only either eat what you brought with you if you brought your own food, or you could buy what they had at the venue, right? So that's what I thought I would do. I was like, okay, I'll just buy some food from the venue, right? That would make sense. I paid like $15 for the worst poutine of my life. It was so bad, y'all. Like, okay, most of you guys probably wouldn't understand my suffering with that because poutine is a very Canadian thing. But for that reason specifically, it hurt my Canadian soul to pay such an exorbitant price for a poutine. Just for the water, just for the water to be like gravy. Honestly, that's what it was. It was the wateriest gravy I've ever had in a poutine. Which is bad because poutine is fries. It's fries with gravy and cheese. Like, it's not supposed to be soggy. You know what I mean? But it was the runniest gravy I've ever seen in my life. The flavor was like okay at best. It tasted kind of weird. It was super, super watery for a gravy. It was not it. I ate it. See, well, the good thing about it, right? If nothing else, the good thing is it's fries, gravy, and cheese curds. Like, you could do it terribly, and it's still good food. It's kind of like pizza in that regard, you know what I mean? Like, poutine is the Canadian equivalent of going out for pizza. You can have bad pizza, but bad pizza is still good food. In the same way, bad poutine is still good food, right? But man, I was like, bruh, this is not it. It was scuffed, man. Funnily enough, the last time I tried to have a poutine, this was really surprising to me. I didn't even know that I was supposed to be getting a poutine. I was surprised. My family was ordering Swiss Chalet, which is a very Canadian chain. Usually you get Swiss Chalet. I don't know. It's just like a very family thing. You could get like wings. You could get like ribs. You could get just like a big chicken in general with like stuffing, kind of like Thanksgiving style. You could get pastas. You could get soups. You know, it's just good old classic white people food. You know what I'm saying? Good old classic Canadian food. And I was getting some wings, some honey garlic wings, also a Canadian thing that if you're ever in Canada, you have to try it. They slap. I love honey garlic. It's such a banging sauce. It's so good. Anyway, I got that, and they asked if I wanted poutine on the side, which is kind of crazy. Poutine is really heavy to have as a side. Like, fries on the side is already kind of starchy. You know, it's kind of fatty. It adds a decent amount of heft to your meal. Topping that off with gravy and cheese, like, you're trying to have like a mini heart attack in the best way. You're enjoying yourself, but that's a very indulgent choice. But I still went with it because I was curious. I've never had their poutine, so I was like, yeah, sure. Either that or they ordered it for me and I didn't even realize they were ordering me poutine. I don't remember. It was one of those two. But what ended up happening is, for some reason, they put the cheese curds in, but they didn't put any gravy. I think what it was is they give you the gravy in like a packet, because it's takeaway food. It's takeout. They give you the gravy in like a packet, and they just forgot. So I just had cheese curds with with like plain fries, which was still good. Like, don't get me wrong, I still enjoyed it. So no shade from me, but I still don't know what the Swiss Chalet poutine is like because I haven't gotten to try it. They robbed me of my gravy, so I never found out. One of these days, I gotta try it. I was just thinking about it because just the other day, my family ordered Swiss Chalet, and they didn't order anything for me because I ate lunch like 15 or 20 minutes before my mom came out and asked my dad if they wanted anything from Swiss Chalet. And so they just assumed that I wouldn't want food, which is probably the correct choice, you know? I did literally just eat like a whole meal, but oh, I lost. Bro, I lost. My guitar. The distraught in Vodka's voice, dude. Sorry. Yeah, I didn't end up getting to order anything last time. So one of these days, I gotta have some Swiss Chalet. See if I get anything good. Gotta try their poutine. I dropped my earbuds, but thankfully they didn't fall anywhere. Too annoying. But yeah, I gotta go back one of those days, because I don't know. I feel like it's very rare that I get wings nowadays that aren't Korean fried chicken. I love Korean fried chicken for what it's worth, and I don't go out for wings very often, which is why most of the time, if I do it, it's so that I can go get Korean fried chicken, because it's... If you haven't tried it, you're missing out. The sauces that they have at the Korean places are so good, dude. They're so good. It's so addictive. I won't lie. Best chicken. But aside from like Korean style fried chicken, I do love honey garlic wings. Really, really tasty. Very like classic Canadian flavor to me. It's very iconic. But obviously, you know, I don't go out to places that have like just wings normally like that in a Western style that often. So I don't get to experience it too much anymore. I used to more when I was younger, because they used to have there used to be, not like super far from where I am, there used to be a Pizza, which is like a very common Canadian chain of pizza that are kind of known for being cheap and not great, but cheap, you know? Kind of like a somewhat similar image to Little Caesars in terms of like branding, maybe. But the pizza is a lot less doughy. It's a lot thinner, much saltier than Little Caesars. And instead of having like a whole pizza ready to pick up, they would have like slices that you could go and they'll just kind of reheat it for you in the oven, so it'd be like really dry, but I mean at least you can buy pizza in a smaller size, which is nice. But they you know, back then they had like a bunch of sides that you could get at the pizza. And one of them that I'd go for is I get the honey garlic wings, right? Because that was back in a time where it didn't cost you an arm and a leg to order a damn pizza. That was back in a time where it didn't seem economically insane to order a side at a restaurant. But, you know, they ended up closing quite a while back, so I haven't been somewhere where I could get that in a little while. But definitely pretty tasty though. I do love me some honey garlic. It's just sweet and garlicky. What else could you want? It's perfect. Okay, mile corners. What else can I take? Maybe 1.5 million CC. I have to like stretch my skill points kind of thin. I guess I'll take Unyielding Spirit, maybe? Or Mile Straightaways can't be bad. I'll do that. Hello, Venti. What's up? Alright, this is definitely not as good of a run as the Taiki Shuttle run went, but we'll still mark it down towards the Champions meeting. Wow, I didn't even get A+. That is rough. For just doing like nothing but training, that must have been really bad RNG. I love Umamusume. I'm prepping for Champions meeting right now. Dipping my toes back in the water because I was too burnt out during Leo Cup. Was Leo Cup the last one? Whatever the last one was, I think it was Leo Cup. I skipped it, so I'm getting back into it. Okay, so here is the thought, right? Here is the dilemma that I'm deciding. I love Mayano Top Gun. That is my baby. But I'm also really scared of other people running Summer Marzensky. And Smart Falcon might be a bit better in terms of like blocking, but less effective in like actually winning. I think I'll do Mayano Top Gun just because I love her. That's my son. I have to win with Mayano Top Gun. I can always prep a Smart Falcon later as well and try it out if I really feel like I need it. Ooh, am I gonna get enough Mile Sparks to get to S? Maybe I can't do... or wait, I was looking at a couple Saiyan Skies. I think it was this one, this Energy one. Has groundwork, early lead, front runner savvy, a lot of power, a lot of turf, a lot of groundwork as well, by the way. 6 stars groundwork. Sheesh. Insane. I'll do this. And then Mayano Top Gun only has like a bonus to stamina and guts, so I think what I'm probably gonna do is run 3 speed cards and we'll do 2 wit. We'll do the classic 3 speed 2 wit, and I think we should probably be fine. I got a lot of power sparks anyway, so I think we'll get enough. Gold Ship is funny. I'm not much of a fan of Rage Bait, personally. I think that I prefer to be more whimsical. But there are a lot of just funny Gold Ship clips in general. I think like, if you guys have ever seen the clips of like the Umamusume voice actors playing games together on stream. Those can be really funny. Like I've seen some funny ones of them playing Gang Beasts. Dude, Gang Beasts looks like such a funny game. I really want to try it sometime. I feel like there are so many like friend games like that that I haven't really gotten around to playing, but would be really fun to try. Mage Arena was definitely one of them that I'm glad I got to try recently, because that was a ball, dude. Mage Arena was so funny. There's a lot of games like that that I think are really fun looking. I just haven't really gotten around to organizing. I also feel like I don't have like a huge amount of like influence in the VTuber community. I have like a few people that I'm like pretty tight knit with. You know, I feel like all of my friends are like quite good friends. But there's also like the fact that I don't have like a ton of friends in the scene. So it's hard to organize those like big community games where you get like 8-10 people in for one thing. Usually I'm the one who's hoping to catch an invite for one of those instead of actually organizing them. Even though I am like the type of friend to organize stuff for the whole group, I just don't like have enough friends to do that in the VTuber scene yet. I'm learning to be more social sometimes. Big emphasis on the sometimes, but I talk to people sometimes, you know. Is Teo still meta? I think Teo is like solid, definitely usable. I don't know about like meta. Teo hasn't really been like super like one of the most meta options since Taurus Cup at the start. But also like one of the really great things about the recent patch that they made to Umamusume is like they buffed a ton of characters' ultimates. So the game is pretty balanced across the board now. You can kind of win with anything if you really want to, which is great. I'm a big fan of that personally. Oh, I remember I wanted to check something. I know that Mayano Top Gun has, I think, 2 secret events that happen. Or no. There's something that can happen for Mayano where you get, like, I think it's 500 wit by maybe end of classic year, and you get fast learner, which is great. But there is a different one. Ooh, okay, you get a bunch of useful skill hints. You get +5 to all skills. It says win a G1 race as front runner, pace chaser, late surger, and end closer in the end of senior year. If you win a race with every running style, you get a secret event, which is kind of cool. I'm gonna try and do that this run, I think. I don't know exactly how I want to route it. I guess it'll depend on what turns I have good options. And also how many mandatory G1s Mayano Top Gun has. Hopeful Stakes is not technically mandatory, but it might as well be. Because you need to earn enough fans. There's like Kikasho, Arima Kinen, Tenosho, Takarazuka Kinen, Tenosho again. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, there's already 6 mandatory anyway, so it's not that unreasonable to just try and switch throughout the mandatory ones and see if I get it. Yeah, I'm pretty sure Mayano Top Gun is named after the movie Top Gun, I believe. And then Mayano is just like the family name. Like a lot of them have stuff. That's why you have like Mejiro McQueen and Mejiro Ryan and Mejiro Arden, and like there's I think another one, Dober, Mejiro Dober, there is. Or you have like Gold Ship, Gold City, Stay Gold, another one maybe? There's too many horses, man. They need to stop making horses. There's too many of them. But yeah. I haven't seen them in a while, but I was enjoying on my timeline sometimes seeing this one horse called Luminox, but they would usually call him Lumipon. It's apparently Mayano Top Gun's son, who started entering races as of recent. And they're using like the wave of Umamusume Global kind of going big in order to kind of get him a little bit of a platform. And I think it's cool anyway because they're also getting more attention on like smaller league horse racing as a result of it, which is good because, you know, the whole ecosystem kind of needs to be lifted up in order for it to see a lot of growth. A lot of the Umamusume Umas are unfortunately no longer alive. At least the ones in global. Some of the ones on the JP server, I think there's still like a lot more that are actually racing still. But most of the global ones, most of the OGs have very recently, you know, come of age, which is sad, but that's the cycle, you know, that's the circle of life, you know? So it's important to see like other horses getting some popularity as well, I think. There is Skibbity Riz, I've seen. Skibbity Riz wasn't even like the only one with a funny name in that tournament either. There was also like, I remember in that clip that I saw of Skibbity Riz, he was against a horse named like Journalism or something stupid. That's just part of the beauty about horse racing is they just have such dumb names. They just have the most random names. It doesn't matter if it's like in Japan or in other places in the world. They're all just picking stupid names for their horses, and that's beautiful, honestly. Now, what I'm hoping is that the Skibbity Riz horse guy is playing the long con, where he's gonna train up Skibbity Riz to be a really good racehorse, and then bring them to Japan so that they can race in Japan, and then use that as an angle to license Skibbity Riz into Umamusume. That is the pipeline, ladies and gentlemen. Do you believe in the Skibbity Riz pipeline? That would be insane if they ever make an actual Uma for Skibbity Riz. Dude, imagine how much people are gonna pull. It would be so much aura. There would be no choice. Okay, you know, we should actually probably run this mile race. I'm gonna buy right-handed now in hopes to A, make it easier to win this, and also maybe I can get Fall Runner from Fine Motion later. Skippity Sigma would be an insane way to carry the lineage down. That would be beautiful. Oh my god. Also, I didn't realize that I only have Mile B. That is not good, but I did win the race, so never punished. But I'm gonna need to get quite lucky on this run from the looks of it, actually. Since I need to hit at least 1 mile spark to get Mile A, but I definitely am looking for Mile S. I didn't realize I would need so many sparks. Yeesh. This spread looks good to me. Although I don't know why Taiki's Shuttle is the ace when King Halo is the one with the higher rating. I'm gonna correct that because that feels like fraudulent behavior from the game algorithm. Mayano Top Gun's so cute. You lost, Mayano Top Gun! What is wrong with you? That's not my son! How long have I been playing Umamusume? I started when Kira-san Black came out. I was a little late to the curve. I didn't come out, or I didn't start playing right when the game came out on global servers, but I did get on it around when Kita-san came out, and I've been playing a lot since. What about you? How long have you been on the Uma train? One of these days, I still got to get around to checking out the Umamusume anime as well. I just haven't been watching a lot of anime recently. I remember like over a month ago, I was talking with Marley about like seasonal anime that was coming out. And she mentioned to me a show called Silent Witch that was apparently really good. And so I kind of wanted to check that out, but I haven't gotten around to it. I remember there was something else big that I feel like I should be keeping up with that I have not as well. But I haven't watched anime in like over a month, I don't think. I have not watched the anime. What is Umayon? Cinderella Grey counts? I have not seen Cinderella Grey either. I know it was on YouTube at some point, but I haven't watched any of the Uma anime. I do want to get into it. I don't know. I think I have commitment. I have commitment issues with anime, bro. It's like the idea of sitting down for something that I know is going to have like a lot of content. I have to be like particularly motivated to want to like take in the story. Because otherwise, most of the time, I'll just like be lazy and watch a YouTube video or something instead, or like a stream. Not that it's bad, of course. I'm literally streaming right now, but you know, like, I think it's cool to take in different mediums of stuff as well. I just don't personally do it as much as I probably should. Umayon is like Tokai Teo in 3-minute episodes plus Gugu Babies. That sounds pretty heat. 3-minute episodes. Now you're talking my speed. Nah. Nah, I'm kidding, but still, that does sound cute. Please, Mile. Oh no. Okay, well, I did get early lead in Frontrunner Savvy, so if the next inspiration gives me groundwork and also Mile A at least, then this run will be pretty decently strong, actually. Since I'm gonna have Frontrunner Savvy, early lead, and right-handed, that's 3. 3 Unity trainings is good, but I don't get the mood up of doing recreation. I'll still click it though. Slipstream, that's nice. Man, not having like a speed stat buff feels so sad sometimes. What do you mean a double rainbow is only plus 27 speed? That's like nothing, dude. Where's my plus 40 for just 2 of them? Ooh, plus 30 and then also the Spirit Bomb? Or I could wait and try and get the Spirit Bomb on a different stat. But I think it's worth. I'm gonna click that. Feel like an old man because I never watch anyone play Uma. That's fair. Umamusume is like deceptively complicated. I think it's beautiful that they created a game that actually has like a decent amount of like rich strategy and, you know, like deck building and, you know, roguelike decision-based making where you're kind of playing off of what events happen throughout the career. And at the same time, you could also just like click buttons and and just try and enjoy seeing your favorite horse girl win race, you know? Like there's not one correct way to play Umamusume, and I like that a lot. I think it lets a lot more people enjoy the franchise. But I am very prone to being addicted to games that play like roguelikes. So this game has had me in a stranglehold since I found it. cute gambling game, and it's also like a roguelike. Oh my god, dude. It's like Balatro all over again, but with cute anime girls. Man, I haven't played Balatro in a while. I feel like it's actually been a few months since I've even thought about playing Balatro. Despite how much I was grinding that game. Like, I almost 100%ed it when I was, like, really into it. Maybe one of these days I'll go back. It could be fun, honestly. You know, if Haru loses her debut race and is in her second race, you can trigger a special voice. Yeah, I've seen that. It's really cute. I used to always get it because I don't know how this happened to me so much, but when I was new to the game, I had really bad luck on the first race. For some reason, I like never would win my debut race. You know how bad it was? And part of it was probably because I ran Haru a lot when I started, right? I literally thought that the first debut race was a scripted loss because I lost it so many times. I thought you were supposed to lose it no matter what, every single career. I thought it was just a canon event, bro. When in reality, I was just really unlucky. I had no idea when I was new. I had no idea what I was doing. I was completely new to the game and the franchise as a whole. And I just never won it. It was so funny to me in hindsight. I still don't fully understand people saying, like, you should always run front runner, even if you have, like, a F aptitude, by the way. I feel like it depends. In some ways, it can make it less luck dependent. In other ways, like, if you have an Uma that kind of relies on a certain positioning in order to place well, like, if their ultimate is something that activates off of being further back, then I don't feel like it's actually worth it to do that. But I know that there are some people that disagree. Scared your luck is either insanely bad or oddly good, not when you want it to be. I kind of have that problem with Umamusume in some ways. Aside from anything else, I have definitely noticed that I have terrible luck pulling for new Umas. So on most of the support card banners that I've pulled for, my luck has been like pretty decent. I had really good luck on Kira-san Black. Pretty bad luck actually on Super Creek. And then like slightly above average maybe on the recent Riko Kashimoto banner, but like pretty like down the middle. I don't think I was particularly lucky or unlucky on that one. But when it comes to pulling for Umas, dude, I barely have gotten any SSR pulls when I'm pulling for new Uma. And the most frustrating thing is after like a 200 pull dry spell, I finally got an SSR Uma. And it was Biwa Hayashide again, which not only do I already have Biwa, she's the only one I already had at 4 stars, so it did absolutely nothing for her. I would have to pull her like 5 more times for it to even give me anything on my account. So that was a little bit unfortunate, you know. At least they recently gave out the free like 3-star make debut ticket, and thank God I got somebody new. I got Special Week, so that was nice. At least I finally got somebody new. And Special Week is kind of cute. Not like my favorite, but I appreciated her story. People do good. I mean, I just pulled off of Rice Shower's banner and it went fine. I didn't get super lucky, but I think that Rice Shower is well, she's known for being like a bringer of bad luck in real life. And the way that they characterized her in Umamusume was that she has like a really low self-esteem because she thinks that everybody else is going to have bad things happen to them just by her being around, which makes her like so sweet and you just want to help her and see her win. So I think that's why people kind of tried to flip that narrative and make her be like a good omen sort of. Which is really wholesome. Shout out Rice Shower. I do have Rice Shower. And she is so cute. And also usable for this Champions meeting. So maybe I'll end up running Rice instead of Vodka as well. I have to see what I end up feeling like doing. So many options, dude. It's really nice that there's like so many different teams that you can bring this time around. We love to see it. So far, the Mayano Top Gun attempt going pretty decently. Not like amazingly, but not bad. I gotta really see what happens on this next inspiration event. Because that's gonna kind of be like a make or break point, I think, for this run. Hanshin Daishoten. Yeah, let's still just win this on front. Yes, sir. Mayano always looks so smug, dude. I love this character. She's so cute. I really like Mayano's theme song as well, by the way. It's not like on the global jukebox yet, but she has a song called Tokimeki Scramble, and it's really cute. I like it. Come on! Oh! Oh, I got like nothing. That sucks. Okay, well, this Mayano is only gonna have a mile aptitude of B, which is not exactly ideal. Little bit of an oversight by me, a little bit of a whoopsie daisy on my part. But I'm still gonna do my best to see how good of a run we can get. Yo, pace. What? How come you didn't win, Mayano? Why not? Just because it was a 3,200 meter race. You didn't have the stamina. Shaking my head. Ooh. That's a lot of unity training on Guts. Take that. Nice Nature is very, like, I don't know, she has, like, a kind of goofball aura about her where you just kind of want to see her win. I think it's also because she doesn't take herself seriously, you know, it's like she doesn't want to believe that she can have nice things and she can be a winner. And then you slowly change her mind. But also, Nice Nature is just funny because she's just synonymous now with being, like, evil. If you've ever played the Champions meetings, yo, it's really iconic to have, like, Nice Nature just holding, like, a billion stamina debuffs. Just trying to ruin anybody's day who didn't prep enough extra stamina. I always find that, like, such a silly way to play the game. But it is cool. It's inconsistent because if your opponents prepare extra stamina to counteract the debuffs, like they still haven't... Because that's the thing about stamina, right? You have enough or you don't. So if they have like an excess of stamina and you sap them, they'll be down to like still enough and you basically use a whole team slot to do nothing. But if they are like kind of teetering the line, then you just absolutely ruin them. Which is kind of fun, honestly. It's a fun way to gamble. Mayano Top Gun can play a much looser strategy. So I think one of the coolest parts about Mayano Top Gun is that she can run all 4 running styles, like, very reasonably. She's got, like, A aptitude for front and pace, and then B for late and end, so it's not hard to get her up to A aptitude for them either. And her skill, like her ultimate, is kind of based on, like, overtaking near the front. So as long as you are in first or second at, like, any point in the race, it can go off. You just have to get her up there. Sometimes if there's, like, a specific skill that is good for accelerating as, like, an end closer or, like, a late surger specifically, you could do that with Mayano Top Gun. She'll use that to get up to the front, and then her ult lets her overtake. But there are also times where, you know, it's just more logical to run her, like, as a front runner, like in this cup, and just let her try and, like, be in first or second naturally and use that to extend the lead instead. That was a misclick, but it's fine. I'd kind of rather get the Spirit Bomb on one of my speed or my guts, probably. End closers are really fun. I think that running end closer is one of the most interesting strategies. It's not, like, always the strongest, because you do have to, like, catch up from so much further. But sometimes there are, like, certain skills that the end closers get access to that are really good on a track. Like, straightaway spurt is a skill that on certain courses gives you acceleration at, like, the perfect timing where, like, almost none of the typical stuff will do it. So end closers actually have, like, an inherent advantage. That was what happened in Gemini Cup when there was the long one, which is why Gold Ship was kind of like the king of that champions meet. But when that doesn't happen, they can be a little bit more of, like, a gambling option. You can still always win with end closer. That's one of the things I like about Umamusume, is, like, you can build basically every character in a way that they will win sometimes. Some will be more consistent than others. There is a meta. But, like, if you know what you're doing, you can get your Oshi to win, even if your opponents bring, like, pretty optimal stuff. And that's fun. Like, I was running Mayano Top Gun before she was actually, like, good out of the recent update where they buffed her. Because I think that she's very cute, and I like Mayano Top Gun. There's all sorts of characters that you can do it with. That was the secret event. Wait, I want to see what she said. What was the dialogue? The fruits of my labor. What's the strategy for today? Should I zoom forward from behind or run at the speed of sound and leave everyone in my vapor trail? Use whatever strategy you want. What? Are you sure? Like, really? Like, really? Yay, this calls for a change of plans. No target for today. I'll come from the outside and blow past everyone. Most racers usually get stuck in the rut of their usual tactics. As they experience more and more races, they establish their style as a front runner, pace chaser, late surger, or end closer. But Mayano Top Gun isn't a normal racer. She changes her style before each race depending on how she feels. She's become a true freewheeling specialist, no matter how she starts, able to find her way to a victory. Aw, they're so cute. I will say, it's really funny reading the Mayano Top Gun dialogue always, because it's like they know that she's the least romanceable character to ever exist in the game. And they, like, purposely make her try and want to make advances like all the time, which is it's just funny because you have to be like sick in the head to want Mayano Top Gun like that. If you gave even half of the power that Mayano Top Gun's dialogue lines have to like Marizensky or something, people would be feral. But in reality, Mayano is just like so baby that it's just like funny. Is guts necessary in order to win? You definitely don't need like a dedicated guts build. Oh, I lost them. You don't need like a dedicated guts build, but you can do it. And you do need some guts. So guts didn't matter much before. Now it's like you still don't need that much. Probably like 400 or 500 is plenty for most circumstances. But the way that it works is when you're at the end of the race, as far as I understand, the Umas will finish the race by expending their guts in order to accelerate faster. So whoever has more guts will get more acceleration at the end of the race. On top of like power and sometimes wit, I believe, can affect those as well, but guts has like a mechanic where it's useful now. And part of higher guts also makes it so you don't consume as much stamina throughout the race, so you can have a little bit lower stamina if you have higher guts, I believe. The reason why some people run like the full guts build is because it's a very free-to-play friendly deck. There is a Haru Urara card that's quite good for guts that is purchasable with friend points, so you don't need any carrots for it, and it's like permanently available to get whenever you can. And there's also, a while back, there was one of those event cards for Machikane Tannhäuser, my goat Mambo. That gives you another pretty good free SSR guts card that you can get to max. So just having like 2 SSR like max cards like that is pretty hard to come by. The cards give you a lot of energy events and like a mood up event as well, so it's very reasonable deck for free to play, especially if you don't have like a bunch of good speed cards and wit cards, like you don't have your SR cards like all maxed out. It can be a good alternative angle. Alright, that ended up being a very okay run. Let's take some skills. Let's do Gale. Never did get groundwork, right? I don't think so. Guess I'll do... Maybe I'll take this back. I'll do curvature and nimble. Probably not going to activate as a front runner. Just take another one of this. Do outer post for gamble. And lucky 7. Why not? Big gambling. Forget how to spell her name. You spelled it perfectly. M-A-M-B-O. Mambo. Definitely her true and real name. How do I always get 1-star guts, bro? Even when I'm actually just training to get as high stats as I can, 1-star guts always finds a way, bro. I did get like a slightly higher rating. Would this boost my team trials if I put her on? I believe anyway. Did I get? By like 43 points. It's slightly better. Boom, get in. It doesn't even move the bar. No problem. I'm about to end anyway. Thank you, Venti, for dropping by. Have a nice rest of your day or evening. Oh, there's shoes. I got shoes. Let me donate more shoes to my club members. To the squad. And I'll also leave a practice partner. You know what? Let me leave them my Taiki Shuttle. I can leave them. This Taiki was a good run, I won't lie. Max speed, Turf S, 1050 power, 900 wit, hit the stamina and guts comfortably. I got like a lot of good stuff on this Taiki, honestly. This is pretty solid. I'll probably try and get like better runs on my other two aces, more like focused than trying to get like the perfect Taiki Shuttle first. Because like Mile S is definitely a solid buff that would make this Taiki like perfect. But even without it, like at least I have Turf S still. Like this is very solid, so I'll roll with it. Who's playing Bakshin? Bakshin is playing Bakshin. That is very Bakshin amazing. Anyway, I'm probably gonna be done for today now that I've done my ace runs. Thank you. Oh my god, I just realized that my chat wasn't showing for some reason today. Why not? I don't know why my chat was broken. That's unfortunate. I'll have to look into that later. Thank you guys for watching. I will be back on Wednesday probably. I'm thinking of doing like a... Actually, wait. Is Champions meeting on Wednesday? Let me check. When does this start? Starts in 68 hours. Oh, so this is... Oh, this is November 20th. Okay, nope. I might end up doing a Pokemon playthrough on Wednesday then. I'm thinking of starting Pokemon Platinum and doing a Nuzlocke or something. So I might end up doing that. But I'll be back with something on Wednesday anyway. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you have a wonderful rest of your day or evening. And I will see you later. Bye-bye.